Hi, my name is Dwayne. I'm 71, live by myself. I live on a low income. It's actually going to be a series, and it's going to be from the age 50 through 70. I wanted to talk a little about health on this first one because I'm not really pigeonholed into any particular year, just what I'm going through, which I've gone through. I have a heart condition and just went through another surgery, and it takes a lot out of you. I'm kind of tired, but I really wanted to get a video made. So I thought, well, this would be a good subject to talk about. But it's about, the transitions as you go through getting older. When you, it's not really, I don't know, you can't really look at it as getting older and you're getting the end or whatever. You're just going through a transition. Things are changing. Your body's changing, your mind's changing, your relationships are changing. There's so many changes that you go through at this age that some of you that are still working may be looking at changes in your career. Maybe you realize now that you're not going to be the president of the company, or, you just are tired of working and you know that there's a change coming up. You're looking forward to retirement. Others are, give it one last push and maybe change companies or something like that to see if you can step up. But anyway, there's lots of changes in the workplace, and I'm not here really to talk about that, but about your health. And you've got to stay positive. When you have health problems, which surely you will have, eventually. I started mine in my 50s. This current situation with my heart all started in the 50s. So did my gaining of weight. Just before I had the heart thing that, I started putting weight on. Anyway, I went up quite high. I am it now. I've been pretty active following. I was on a carnivore diet for a while. I couldn't really stick to that because, meat is not my favorite. I love eggs and cheese, but you can just take so much of that. So I had to look for a little bit better variety. I have a salad once a day. I think I mentioned that to you before in a previous video. And then I follow it up with one small meal. Last night I had some homemade chicken soup, so that was good. Today I've had my salad. I've had a bowl of blueberries. I'll probably have the rest of the soup later on tonight. I try to see a window of about 4 hours, and then the rest of the time I'm fasting. Another thing that I wanted to touch on, now that the cats have left me and I can see my notes again, is that health becomes more of a maintenance and repair situation where it's very important that you have a relationship with your doctor and you be proactive with that relationship. They are there to help you and they really want to help you, but most every one of them now are all corporate, and corporation bosses are really demanding and want them only to spend 10 minutes with you or 15 or 20 so it's very important that you kind of make a list before you go to your doctor. You make a list going to the doctor of your concerns and what you would like to get accomplished at that appointment so that you can get right to it and unfortunately not have a lot of small talk. I did that yesterday and then I forgot one of the things that were on my list, like 2 things that were on my list to talk to her about. So, but nowadays we can contact them through email, something like My Health or My Chart or, something like that. And that makes it a whole lot better also. And you also have the video visit option, which I think it's going to be pretty much, as far as they can push us into video visits, would be better for them. And I don't mind it. I like it. I don't relish traveling to the doctor. I have to go about 20 miles. And you want to be proactive in the maintenance of your health. And that also means not just in what you talk to the doctor about, but also, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't overeat, you don't eat things that are bad for you, leave the donuts alone. The sugar is a very important addiction that a lot of people miss, but it is an addiction. Anybody that loves ice cream probably understands that, or candy, or, some kind of sucker, but definitely tobacco, alcohol, and sugar, you really want to limit on. I do believe your body needs a certain amount of fat. That's kind of the thing about the carnivore diet that I learned was different than what I believed in the past. I believed you didn't want to have fat. You wanted to have low calories and most cards were okay. You got to kind of follow your own path there, but that's just a few things that I had picked up. And you want to keep, mentally your mind really seeks balance and peace. You don't want conflicts in your life. And if you can eliminate those, that takes away a lot of stress. But eventually you'll move past that, or most people move past being ones that like conflict or, that type of thing. When you look for a more true meaning in your life, what is it that you actually love doing or like to do, your desires? You can now, hopefully, look forward to how you can bring those into your life and do them, especially after you retire. If you retire, you can't just sit around. You've got to keep your mind going, you got to keep learning, and you got to keep active. No doubt about it. You've got to keep moving. I kind of failed to do that, and I'm paying the price. You'll see me in some cooking videos not too long from now, because I like the kitchen, and I can't see why not filming some of my recipes or the way I like to cook. Share that with you. I really would like that. Back to the health part, I experienced not only a weight gain, but also a decline in muscle. And that I think was directly from not being active. But the decline in muscle is really noticeable to me. Muscle, I mean by strength, the ability to pick something up or, to pull against something. Just strength and your metabolism changes. Changes in your metabolism are like for me in my 50s, I all of a sudden just started gaining weight. I didn't change what I was doing as far as diet goes, really. But I was used to eating a certain way. I was kind of a workaholic, so I ate at night. Later in the day, I would skip meals through the day and then just eat large meals at night. And unfortunately, a lot of bad meals. With the changes of your physical changes, your hormonal changes change. Desires always seem to ride high. I mean, they're there, but I mean the physical part of life is different. Then there's also the changes in your sleep patterns. As I gained weight, I became, I think I always had sleep apnea for a long time. I used to have to pull over on the side of the road and go to sleep for a little bit. When I was tested for sleep apnea, they told me it was pretty bad. But that was back in 2008, and it gives me the opportunity to sleep at night without having to wake up because I can't breathe, or wake up because I have to go to the bathroom every 20 minutes. That all kind of goes away, and you get a good night's sleep. So very good job. Highly commend the sleep apnea team. Don't support the football team. Support the sleep apnea team, or the heart team, or diabetes team, or cancer team. Or that's where the winners are. So the last thing I want to talk about is cognitive. It seems to be brought up all the time. Changes on you. In my situation, it's kind of exaggerated by what I go through in my heart disease. I'll have a rapid heartbeat and I'll end up blacking out because there's no blood being pumped through my body to my brain. That takes me to the point of being passed out. Once that happens, then I have a ICD. It shocks me, brings me back to life. But each time that happens, it does affect my mind. And a lot of times after a month or so, I do regain most all that I feel that I lost. But, this time I have really bad time with my memory. Right now, it's this last week, several things I noticed that are very noticeable to others that my memory has slipped a couple cogs. But hopefully it'll come back. You always got to be hopeful. Life is what you're living, and you never can tell what you're going to get. The one thing you can do is not be down, depressed about it, but understand if you're getting help, that's the help you can get, and they will help you improve. None of us are going to live forever, and I don't expect to die tomorrow or, even a year from now. I'm looking forward to being 80. I'm 71 now. So I don't let it be that way, because each day is a gift. You wake up is a wonderful day. And when you don't have when you can let go of a lot of the stress in your life, that's the way you feel. And, you're very thankful for your friends and your relatives and all the goodness that you have in life. One thing that I read in preparing for this was about emotional regulation. I've been pretty lucky in not having a problem with depression or feeling useless or anything like that. I seem to have accepted what has going on with me, and probably will continue to go on. In fact, I know it will continue to go on, but I don't let it get me down. That's what you got to do. That's also something that can really affect your health. If you're depressed or feeling hopeless or like you're not worth anything anymore, you are. Everybody around you loves you, and everybody around you would be very, very sad if you weren't around anymore. So you need to grasp that, make it be a part of your life. Anyway, I'm getting kind of tired, so I think I'm going to end this one, but I sure appreciate you stopping by, watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end of my rambling. I want this to be like episode 1 of about 15 and touching on different items, as I go through this series. And there'll be financial, there'll be cooking, we kind of covered some health today, but that'll probably come up again. But it'll cover the things that we go through from 50 to 70. I feel like I'm an expert on that because I have gone through 50 to 70. Might even kind of slip in there about 50 to 60, because I'll tell you, that was a big one for me, the 50 to 60. So that might be a little bonus episode somewhere inside there, because you go through so many changes between 50 and 60. Anyway, I sure appreciate you. I hope you will like the video, and I would like to see you again, and hope I give you some value there. I will get better at these videos as I go along. I'm still in a learning curve. I'm 71. So if you want to hear an old man ramble, I'm here. Thank you and take care.